Hey guys, what's up? So in this video we are going to learn React Redux. So before I got to know about this, first question was like what exactly this is and why are we even using this. So the thing is, I just try to clear this out very quick. So to maintain the state, so if you have worked in Vue, so there is something called Vue store. So similarly we have in React called Redux, so that is the store management. So what it does, let's say you have few components, let's say nav bar. Like right now I will be creating an e-commerce, smaller e-commerce. So let's say while you are moving from one page to another, that time the cart quantity that will be persistent, it will be same. Like it will not it will maintain the state of that cart quantity. That is one example. It can be any but here's the thing. Okay, so that's what this all is all about, and there are multiple things which we are going to learn. So to give a few example, one is thunks, and I will let you know what is thunks in coming time, and then how what is action, what is dispatchers, what is actions, reducers, we are going to learn all. So let's begin. Okay, so as you can see, I've created a normal here, like nothing else is right now. So first thing first, let's go to Redux Toolkit. So they have two different websites, so don't get confused. Redux, then there is redux.org. Okay, so this is the one. Okay, so here this is the first website. I think most of you have already seen it. So Redux is basically the Redux core, and Redux Toolkit is the what I say, it's a wrapper, or it's a wrapper, and many methods are abstracted, so you can create new ones. So what I can do is I will just show you very quick how things are created. So remember, Redux is the core one, and Redux Toolkit is basically, you can import subsets of functions, and I will just show you also. I think I already have. So like if you have worked in Redux, we used to import provider, but now after React Redux, with this toolkit, there are multiple methods which are there. I will talk about this in coming time. So let's start. So okay, so first thing is first, you have to do few things for the installation. I will just show you very quick. So you just go to Redux here, click on get started, and here just do a npmi of Redux Toolkit. Okay, I've already done all of this step, guys. So yeah, just to make things very quick. So once that is done, then the next step is to install the Redux core. So for that, what you have to do is I just open it up. Okay, yep. So do an npmi of React Redux. Once that is done, everything is ready now. I've already installed it. So after that, make sure you do a npmi of router. So router is what we will be using for navigation, right? And yeah, so once this is done, React Redux and like these three are done. Now let's get started with the working. So okay, so first thing is first. So whenever we have React Redux environment, we start with setting provider. Now don't ask me what is provider. Okay, so it's just for it's syntax what we are using from the React Redux. Okay, so what this is set. Now we will use some browser. I start with browser router. Okay, after that we will be creating some routes, and here we will have two routes. Route, I just copy this and I just paste this. Okay, so for first route will be the two element. It will be the home one, and this one will be the cart. Okay. So next parameter is I think this is the path, if I'm correct. Yes, this one is the path. So instead of to write this. Yep, path. Okay, so once done, now next parameter comes is the element. Okay, so element is what we will be have to create. So we will be creating two elements for it. I will just create them very quick. Okay, so this and this. Okay, I will just let you know which one we are creating. And next, what I've thought is of creating a navbar. Okay, I will just show you very quick. So let's go to the pages, and here, like, let's create two files. One is the art.js, and next let's create another one that will be the .js. Okay, so now React arrow function component. So this is an extension which I am using. Don't ask what is it. Okay, cart. Okay, and React arrow function. Yeah, this is the home which we are going to create. Okay, home. Okay, so we have created this very quick. So right now what we will be doing is first I will go here and I will import all these elements very quick. So first one is the home, and the second one is the cart. Okay, so now let's import them. Second, import cart, then import what I say. So it should be the home. Okay, okay, so home. Now what we will do is we will also add a navbar. I just check it very quick. So if you can see here, nothing is actually changed yet. Okay, it's still like this. So next we will be adding a navbar. So I created a folder name as component, and here let's add a navbar.js. Okay, so in the navbar, React arrow function component. So in here we will be having navbar where we will be showing the cart quantity. So what I do is I just create a span. No, I just create a div. I just give it a class name of deflex. Okay, and I just create a div. Okay, total I think two divs will be great enough. So in one div we will be having h3 name as Redux store kind of, and here we will be having a list. Sometimes here, and here we will be having what I say to list. Okay, so to list. So for to list. Okay, so here's the thing. Now to add the route, what you have to do is you have to type link. Yep, link, and you have to enter cart. So it will contain cart, and this one will contain what I say. No, sorry. This one will contain link. No. Okay, this will like this will. It will contain. Let's check what we have. Let's first import the link. Like we have import the link from here, and from here it will be to what I say to cart. Okay, and then there will be a link which will take us to the home page. Okay, and at the very bottom right we will be having the cart quantity, how much we have added the product cart. So right now I just hard code it, and I just import it here, namba. Now let's see if we have anything. Okay. So now let's see what we have here. Inspect element. Okay, so there are a lot of errors. Let's see one by one. Get straight by provided and okay. This is something very unexpected, but it has occurred. Okay, wait a minute. So here's the thing: when you use a provider, that time you have to mention store, if I'm correct. Yes. So you have to mention a store, and this store we will export it. So we will export it from, like, inside the store. What I do is I create a store.js. So this is what we are here to learn, right? So you have to create a store folder, number one. Then you have to write a store.js. So here are two steps for working in Redux. First is to create a slice. Okay, I will tell you what is slice. So here is one other point to learn. And second thing is then you have to configure the store. Okay, so now let's do it very quick. So what is slice? Slice is, let's say, once you have multiple reducers or pure functions for multiple components. Let's say for cart we will be having two functions, that is add and remove. Okay, and for what I say, for the product, for the home page, we will be having something called, a function which will fetch the initial product loading, and then we will have something which will actually, like, while these things are loading, it will show a status. Okay, so let's map it out. Okay, so first slicer will be, so like, let's write it down. So first slice will be for cart. Okay, that will have add and remove functions. Okay, and second slice will be for home page, that will have how many functions? Two functions. One to set status. Okay, and second one to, what I say, set the products which are fetched. Set products. Okay, like, let's see. Okay, add remove functions for adding, removing product from cart. This is what we will be having, right? So the third step is combine all the slice into the store. So whatever slice we are creating, we have to combine them to this store file. Okay, I know things are looking very complicated, so let's go it one by one. So what is slice? So I will just show you very quick. So first is what we create a slice. So I will create a slice name as cartslice.js. Then I will create another slice. Let's name it as a product slice .js. Okay, I will come then. So step number one, that is create the slice. So we will be creating two slice. So there is a function called create slice, and guess what, it comes from where? It comes from Redux toolkit. Yeah. So okay, so first let me just import, I'll just write it down, create slice from Redux toolkit. Then what we will be doing is we will be creating a cart slice. Okay, and here's the thing, then we will be calling this create slice method which contains a JSON file. Okay. Okay. So then there is before initial name there is something called name. So we will name it as cart. Okay. And then there is initial state. So initially, as I said, the cart slice will contain the add or removal functions. So add or remove functions of what? Of the number of products which are added to that particular array. So cart will contain the information how much the products are in the cart, and the functions will be add or remove. This is how things will work. So you have to think like that, so currently the cart this will be empty. Okay. And then there is something called reducers. I will talk about extra reducers right now, why they are used. So if you remember, reducers are what? Reducers are pure functions. So what is pure function? Pure function is basically some functions which does not affect other functions, number one, and functions which basically are used for mutating, like you just do this, that's it. Like it should be synchronous, it shouldn't be asynchronous. Okay, so that's the thing. Okay. So then we will be creating two functions, as I said, add and remove. Okay. So these two functions we will be creating. Now the thing is, while using reducers there are two things. One is state, and then there is something called action. I will talk about this both very quick, what the state is. So state and action. So state is the state of the initial state. Okay. And action is what, like action contains a payload which we will be sending. Let's say on a button click we will be sending a data. That time this action contains a payload which actually which we require to change the state. I will tell you how. See, state is what? The initial state, right? Now let's go. So when something is added, so state means this initial state, we will add the payload which I am talking about to the cart. So state dot push. Okay. What we will be adding? We will be initially adding the whole product JSON to the cart. Okay. Like I just show you very quick. Like we will be adding, let's say this is a product, so we will be adding this whole product JSON, right? So I just go here very quick. So what I will be doing is action dot payload. So this payload will basically contains the data which we will be passing on. I will show you what the things are. Okay. Then let's say when there is this one, so state. Now here the thing is state dot filter will come up. State dot filter where product element, where this filter item dot id is we'll be sending an item. Item dot id is not equals to action dot payload. Okay. So remember one thing, this action payload always keeps changing. It's what you are actually sending, right? So that's the thing. So here our payload will be an object, and here payload will be id, okay, which is a type of number. Okay. So it will filter the item which is not equals to this. And remember one thing, whenever you are doing push, it's fine, it will change, because it's the beauty of the Redux toolkit. But whenever you are filtering something and then creating a new array or something like that, that time you have to return, else it will not work. Remember, return. Okay. So this is how things are. And now next thing, if you remember, we will create another slice, and this will contain two things. One is maintaining like this product slice will contain all the products which we are currently fetching. Okay, so import. Here we will create another slice, create slice. Okay, nice. And here the things is there are two things which we have to take a note on. First is the status which we will be working, like status of what? Status of the fetching progress, and then there will be a data which will have a list of these objects. Like these objects are what? These objects are this whole. So initially we will store all these products in the product slice, like all these 20 products in the product slice, and then we will add and remove the products whatever we are doing in the cart slice. Okay, so this is how what the things are. So let's do it very quick. So const what const equals to create slice, cart slice, and then we will create slice. Okay, and here please note it down. Once we are creating a slice here, we will initially give a name, that is cart. Okay, and then we will have an initial state. Now here's the thing, here the initial state will be one of status. Okay, the status can be idle, low, like I will tell you about this. And then there is something called data. This data will be the list of the products which we are fetching, right? That will be an array. That's it. Now instead of hard coding it with a text, now what, like we can use enums. So enums was easy in TypeScript, but what we used to do is we can create that in plain JavaScript also. So I can name it as status is equals to, I just rename it as idle, that is known as idle. So instead of storing it as string, we are mapping it directly. So this is a proper way, like idle. And then there is something called let's say when things are loading, that time we will be loading it. Okay, and let's say when there is an error. Okay, so that time we will be sending this. Okay, so the thing is, okay, I forgot to export the things. I will be doing that in cart slice too. Okay, I think I will remember it. Yep. So once this is done, now instead of writing idle here, we can directly write what? We can directly write status dot initially the stage will be in loading, right? Once we reload the app, it's in loading. Okay, so yeah, so this is the data. And now here's the question, like if you remember, like now if I press control, there are two things, reducers and then extra reducers. Now here's the question, if you remember, reducers is a pure function. So in pure functions, remember, never ever use asynchronous function. I will tell you that also in the video, in the end of the video. But when it comes to extra reducers, this is what it was meant for. Like it works as a promise, okay, which has a builder that will like with that builder we will have multiple case. I will let you know, but the thing is, before letting know about extra reducers, since it's quite advanced topic, I want to talk about thunks. Okay, so what is thunks? Thunks is basically a function which returns an asynchronous function. Okay, and that's the beauty of thunks. So if this is a function a which we return, so it will return an async function b, okay, which will then return a data, something like that. So this is what thunks are. Okay, so asynchronous in here, like let's say a fetch API will be going on, getting. So this is what the way is. But the thing is, the beauty of what I say, the toolkit is they have there is a way they have initialize this instead of writing this whole thing, because this is also right way many people still use it. But the beauty is, just show you very quick how people actually write it down. Like, this is the new way and the updated way. So what you do is, like, before writing an extra reducers, first let's create an thunk. Okay, so and then we will use that thunk in the extra reducers. I will tell you how. So in extra reducers, remember one thing, it's a switch case where we pass the thunk function, and like it will like in multiple cases, let's say, like as I said, it's a promise, fulfilled, rejected, and let's say when there's an error pending, these three stages, it will have a switch case. Okay, so we will work on it, don't get confused. So first let's create a thunk fetch products, that is equals to create async thunk. Okay, so here in async thunk, the thing is, initially you have to give an id. So you have to give an id, remember. So what I can do is fetch products, and like this can be anything, guys. Fetch products, and here you create an async. Okay, and here in fetch products, what you do is, now you create an right now you fetch the products. So we will be using fetch, if I remember, it's https fake product. No, I just check it down. I'm not good in remembering things. So yep. Okay, so this is the rest. Then const, okay. Wait a minute, response const res is equals to await response.json. Okay, and then we will be returning what? We'll be returning the, okay, it should be data, sorry, and we will be returning the data. Okay, yep. So this is what is a asynchronous function, and if you see, it does the same thing which I have done. It's like it calls an asynchronous function. Okay, so now let's go back to the extra reducers which I told. So an extra reducer, it's not a JSON, it's not an object, it's a function which will have something called builder. Okay, sorry, its arrow is expected. Okay, so here's the case. So in builder, what we do is, we will create multiple case. Okay, case, I'll just tell you more about this. So there are three cases, right? So first is fetch products. Okay, dot, let's say in the first, let's see what it is. So if I'm correct, it has a add case that comes. Okay, so then there is something called fetch products dot fulfilled. Okay, then what I say, you can then you create a function, and in this function only you basically like here you work as a pure function, like, but it's not a pure function, but this is how you will work, like how we used to work in what I say in reducers. So here, let's say when it's fulfilled, we will be doing state dot like we will go to our initial state, and we will set the status equals to what? Status equals to status dot idle. Okay, and we will state dot, and we will set the status, and then we will set the data also to what we got, right? So we will yes, so here if I remember, there are two things. Like as I said, it works as a reducer, so it will also have state and action. Okay, so that's why I forgot, man. I'm so okay. So here action dot payload. So this fetch products, this here the action payload will be the data, the JSON file which you are seeing here. Okay, and how it is returned? It is returned once we are calling this what I say, fetch products. Okay, and how we will call that, you know it, use effects. So this is the one which we will be calling. So let's do it same, fetch products, and let's say once it is rejected, rejected, that time same status state, and then there is something called action. Okay, and here if I am correct, okay, so here the thing is, what will happen here this time, if it is rejected, okay, if it is rejected, then what we will be doing, we will be setting the status as error. Okay, and same again the case again. Now for this I just stop it. Okay, fulfilled, rejected, and then there is something called loading, if I am correct. I just check it once. Okay, so this one is pending. Okay, I'm so sorry. So when things are pending, we will make it as loading. Okay, so this was all about slice. So if you think it's over, it's not yet over. Next thing is we have to export this. Export default. What? We have to export the reducer. So we will be card slice, then we have to click on reducer, and we have to also export the actions, right? So action const, what actions are we destructing is add and remove. So why are we destructing is because, see, add function, like adding a product to the cart, will be done at the front page, the home page, and removing the product will be done on something which is added to the cart, meaning it will be done on the cart page. So on the home page, product adding will be done, and on the second page will be the, what I say, removal process will be done. So that's why we are destructing, so we can access the method. So const add and remove equals to cart slice dot actions. Actions. Okay, now what we will be doing is we will be doing the same for I just check it once again. I don't want any grammar mistakes again. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, so yes, actions, it's actions, because there are sometimes I make mistakes also. I'm also a human, come on. So here cart slice, so this one is the product slice, right? So okay, I've done a mistake, it should be product slice. Okay, and instead of writing this, it will be product slice. And now here's the thing, so should we export the, like, no, we will not. Okay, so once we have exported this, now our slices are ready. We will come back to this, our store, and we will be getting a const store. Now here's the thing, now let me just import something. So if you remember, first thing was creating a slice, now is the configuring the store. What do you mean by configuring? Configuring is introducing these both product and cart slices together into the store, because at the end this file will be only accessed. The Redux will not care what these two files are, so we have to import them and mention them in the reducers of the store files. So let's do this very quick. So configure store. So here, if you can see, this is the beauty of Toolkit, right? So the Toolkit was introduced to make this type of functions, and what we were doing in the initial Redux, if you remember, if you don't know, it's fine, but it has shortened it up. Okay, const store. Now we will be configuring the store. Okay, if you remember, I haven't checked my the site yet, but it's no worries. So we will be adding the reducers, and in the reducers we will be creating two. One is the cart and one is the product. So the cart, now we have to import cart reducer. Okay, cart slice, right? Cart slice. Now we have to import this cart slice. So how we will import it? Yes, this is how we will do is cart reducers. And now let's do this again. Now this will be the product reducer. So I'm revising again. Cart is for managing the cart state, and product is managing the product state, by which I mean fetching the product, that's it, and cart means adding and removing the product. So now let me just connect them. Product slice and cart reduce. Okay, I think I have done something. 1 minute now. I think I have done something mistake. Instead of writing like this, we will be writing as reducer. Okay, now product reducer, and that's it. Our store is done. Now let's export the store. Export default store. That's it. Once this store is ready, now we will go into our app.js, and here we will be importing the store. Now everything looks good, but if I talk about my pages, it's still not ready. We will do it. 38 minutes. Let's see what we have right now. If I reload this, still something is not there of type. Okay. Yeah, so now we are back. So I took a break because if you see, it's 10 p.m. now. Okay, yeah, so if I go here, if like, now let's see what the issue is. So okay, so I don't know why, like something is wrong with our product slice. They shouldn't be imported. This is wrong. Let's try. Now let's check again. We have some error here. Okay, so the issue was like instead of calling it as a function here, okay, I have to create a const that is equals to here. So just please make sure that you have corrected this. Okay, yeah, so once it is there, we can see some things are here. We can go back to our home and cart page, see, and yeah, but now the thing is, the cart is here, it's hard coded, so that we don't want. And one more thing, guys, before I'm jumping to another topic, the thing is, make sure that you install this Redux so what you have to do, I will just send you the, like, this is the app. I think you can you can just you can just search it. GitHub Redux tools, I think it's in there in in the Chrome also. So Chrome, Edge, whatever your browser is, you just go and make sure you please install this. It's a very powerful tool. So if you have worked in Vue.js, so Vue store, it's same alike. And like, let me just show you also what things we are doing. So this is the Redux. So initially, if you see it, it will show you something like this. You can also open it the same from here, but I prefer by going with this. So if I reload, you will just see the list of state which are currently there. So right now, if you see, there is, you remember the cart and product which we created, this is what. So initially we have only this store what we have exported, and this store has cart and product, and in the product, if you remember, it's status and data, and in the cart it's what, it's an empty state. So that's why the cart has, like, the initial state of both has been if you can see, it's there. But now the thing is, we don't want to always have it like this. So we will do two things now. First is we will make sure that we remove the hard coding 0, and next is we will list all the products, okay, which is there in our store. So the router is working great. Now let's go here. Now let's go to our pages, and in home, instead of writing it just like home, what we can do is we can just list all the products, okay. So now to access the state, we use something called use selector, okay. Oh, I don't know what is this. Use selector, okay. Oh man, okay, sometimes this really makes me trouble. So we use this use selector. So this will, let's call it as items. This items is basically all the product items. So like, it has a function called state, and which state we want to access right now is the cart. So if you see here, like we want to access this cart, and once we have the number of cart elements added to this cart with the add and remove functions, we can have the cart length. And the same we will do for product in the coming time. So this was the use of items. So I think this should be not here, I'm so sorry. It should be in the nav bar, right? Yeah, it should be in the nav bar. So instead of use any, it should be use selector, okay. Yep. So right now, instead of adding this, we will be making it as, I'm so sorry, items.length, okay. Now let's like, I will just check it also, what is it really showing. No worries if nav bar, okay, we are coming to this, no worries, okay. So items dot length, okay. Now the thing is, let's configure the home and cart page very quick. So in the home page, we will be showing the list of products, right? So home store, we will name it something like this. So here we will have we will show class name as row, okay. Now here the thing is, we will be showing the list of products, okay. So to access the product, if you remember, to access the product, instead of cart, we will be, what we will be doing is, we will be like I destructed data comma, and data comma what, data is basically the list of products, and status is the status of the what I say, status of the whether the product has loaded or not. And this we will, and this status, and we will be accessing which state? We will be accessing the product state, right? Product state. Okay, now the thing is, guys, instead of giving us that data, you can use alias name as products. Okay, so now what we do is, now products dot map, we will be using a product here, and in which we will be returning what? We will be returning a div which has a class name of call md4, like we are creating different cards type of elements. And here like the beauty of Bootstrap is, like if you add a row and if you add multiple call for, even if it's more than 12, it will automatically adjust. I will show you that very quick. So here first we will take an image, okay, which will have an src, that will be prod.id, and then we have to give an alt tag, that will be what? That will be product dot title. So how I am accessing it, don't get confused. ID, title, price, description, right? So right now we are displaying the products, and in the second page we will be displaying the cart items which are added or added to the cart. So don't get confused. So right now we are and then what I will be doing is, I will be showing the product dot title, and here I will be showing the product dot price, and then we will be having a button. For class name, this class name will be button primary, okay, button primary, and this will be a add to cart button. Okay, so when someone clicks on this button, okay, when someone clicks on this button, we will be calling an anonymous function that will be handle add. And you remember the action.payload which we created for the handle add card slice? If you remember, it will create it will have an object of what? That particular product which is added. And while we are removing something, we will be removing the action payload will be an ID. So so here we will be passing the object, this object, okay, that particular object, okay, where I was. This is what I really hate. I forgot where I was initially. You might be knowing it, but I forgot again. That's why I really hate jumping from there to there. Okay, so I was we were creating the pages. Yep. So handle add, and we will be passing the product. Okay, so this is what we have thought of right now. And God, I know this is a very bad bootstrapping, but fine. Okay, this is the home. Now let's go to what I say. Now let's check it. Now let's face these errors. What things I have done wrong. So first is use selector is not defined. Okay, where? In the home.js. In the home.js, use selector is not defined. Okay, yep, it's not defined. So import use select. Wait a minute. It should be from React only. Use selector. Okay, so now it will be gone. Next is handle add. Okay, so now let's define handle add. So this handle add, so whenever we create any functions like which calls this anonymous function, the main function of this anonymous function is to dispatch the actions. So what these actions are basically the functions which are there in the reducers, so don't get confused. Okay, so const handle add. Okay, so this will be a function, okay, which will have a product, and that will be calling a dispatch. Okay, now here's the thing. Now next thing is we will be requiring use dispatch. Okay, so use dispatch is something which is from React Redux. Okay, so how we will be using is we will create a function name as const dispatch, that is equals to use dispatch, and that's it. So now what we will be add the product. So we have imported the add product. If you remember, I have told like add will be what we will be doing at the home page, and removing the products what we will be doing in the cart page. Okay, so now let's see what's the error. Let's reload it. This is what I really hate, like nothing even shows up. Use selector is not a function. I just check it, use selector. If I'm correct, use selector is a part of React Redux only. I'm so sorry guys. Use selector is a part of, I think I literally forgot. I'm so sorry. Use selector is a part of React Redux only. Oh, this should not happen, yeah. How can I forget? Use selector and use dispatch is a part of Redux. Okay, now let's and use selector is not a okay. Then I think we have done the same thing in the nav bar. Okay, so instead of calling it from here, okay, I should do an import Redux. Redux. Okay, so we will be importing use selector, and now I think things are fine. Okay, now my eyes are paining guys. Let's do this. Home. Okay, so now if I reload this, something is there on the cart. Okay, the home page is quite great. Now if I show you in the Redux, now let me just show you the beauty of Redux first. Okay, so this is the tree form, this is the chart form, which I really love. So we have created a state which has two slice, which we like. This is the store, this is the cart slice, this is the product slice. So cart slice is currently empty. Okay, we go back chart, and in the product slice we have two. One is status, currently it's loading, then data. Okay, so this is how it is. Okay, so now the thing is, okay, so right now the products are empty. If you see here, the products data is empty. So the thing is, we have to use if I go here and if I go to our app.js home, okay, we will create something called use effect. Okay, and the thing is, here we will pass it empty array, so it runs only once. And now the thing is, here we'll just remove this up. So here what we will be doing is, we will be dispatching what? We will be dispatching the fetch products. Now don't ask me where this fetch product has arrived from. So fetch product was from, if I correct, it was from this one. Okay, so we have to export it. Okay, so now if I show you the home, so I just write it again. now it's imported. So this is a technique. Okay, now let's see what's the error. Use effect is not defined. Okay, so use effect comes from React. So use effect. Okay, so use effects comes from here. Okay, so now you see there are multiple products which we have added. Now the images are not showing, no worries. Image src, it should be product image, I think. And now now it's showing. So the product has been added. Okay, now what I do now is I make sure the the class name here is if I remember, it's h5 and w5. So I just check it. I think I'm not right. Okay, leave whatever. Check it, man. It should be image fluid. That's it. That's what it matters. Okay, guys. Now I just show you something about. I forgot to talk about the store itself. So initially, see, this is the power of this dev tool is you can see first is init. That, like, let's go by this. Everything was idle. Okay, pending, fulfilled. So once it was fulfilled, it changed from loading to fulfilled, then fulfilled, loading, then fulfilled. Okay, so the thing is, why you are seeing 2 times, I got it. So let's say the reason is, guys, I'm telling you, even I got confused initially. The reason is there is a culprit which we are not talking all about, that is this. So this is not actually a culprit, guys. This is good to have, like it automatically, like this only makes the function to render 2 times. Like if you are using use effect, it will make it run 2 times even if you add a empty bracket. But see, now I will just show you. See, 1 2 3, that's it. Can you see? So loading. So the thing is, in production mode it will automatically do it, so no need to worry about that. Okay, so yeah, fulfilled. Right now if I have added, that's why it's calling again. So for demonstration purpose, see the chart of pending. Now if I show you also, there is something called this is state, which we have talked, and there is called something called difference. So difference is what it will show. Like previously the status was loading, now it's idle. So this is how it will show up. Okay, so this is what we call difference. Now what we will do is we will try to add a product. See, the cart quantity increased to 1 2 3 3. Okay, now let's build up the cart page. So we have to show these 3 products which we are there here. So we go to the cart, and like as usual, to fetch the state we use selector. Don't forget that. Okay, use selector, and so fetch what? Fetch the items, right? Fetch the items from where? From use selector that will have a state. And this state will be, I don't know why this state will be the cart. Okay, so we will be displaying which state? We will be displaying, guys, if we go to state, we will be displaying this 3 products. So here the state is what we are accessing is the cart. So here's the thing. Okay, so if you want to access the product, go to the product, you can destruct it. But if you are having only 1 item, so that's how we write it. Okay, so items, use selector cart. Now what we will do is return. Now let's do some magic. So in the curly bracket we write the, oh god, I'm kinda tired, products, items dot map, ding, 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 ding. And in the map we will be having something called product, and here we will be showing this. So what I do is I go to the home and I literally copy this up. That's it. It will make my life kinda simpler at least. Okay, not kinda, but yeah, kinda. Okay, so this is the reason I copy this fully and I paste it here. So it will just show up all the products which are added to the cart, and instead of the add we will have it remove. And you remember, we will not add, like we will be sharing the product ID here. Product.id. So don't get confused, okay? Cart.js, I will just show you very quick also. So in the product slice what I told was cart slice. So in the remove we will be sending product ID, that will be filtering, and that will be mutating the state. Okay, so let's go here and cart, let's remove it, let's make it button dot danger. Let's, okay, then on click it will handle remove, and now we will be creating a const handle remove function that will contain a product.id. okay, and that will be dispatching what I just call the use dispatch also, if you remember, use dispatch. And first let's call the const dispatch is equals to use dispatch. This is how we do it. Okay, then the dispatch, what will be dispatching, we will be dispatching the remove event, and what we will be removing, the product ID, which is the type of number. Okay, so let's check it out and let's see. One, okay, the 3 products which we added are there in the cart or not. Okay, so I think we have 7 errors also. Come on guys, this is the second, this is the third. So we have the 3 products added to the cart, and there are few errors also. If you see, there is they're asking for the key. So I forgot to talk about key. Key is basically, let's say it's an identifier, and this should be always unique. So right now I'm adding it as product ID, since product ID will be unique for all of them. But make sure you don't do it in real projects. You add a nice hashing or something like that. Not hashing, but a nice unique key, which, like what I used to do in my previous project, I used to combine the title and ID sometimes. So that can be a good example. Okay, so I do the same at the home page also. So right now if I reload it, ding 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 ding, now no errors. I go to home, I add 1, 2 and 3. Now in my cart, if I go 1, 2, 3 products are there. Okay, now if I try to remove the laptop bag, so we have left with 2. So now if I show you, this is what Redux does. It maintains the state. Can you see this? Now if I click on difference and if I click on remove, it will show that okay, this has been removed starting from 120. And like if you want to inspect more, there is something called log monitor here. So you can see that when, like for each, like you can time travel also. See, if I'm going here, cart 2, like it's doing a time travel, you know. Like see here, we just see the cart, see 0, and now product added, 2 added, 3 added. Can you see that? So this is how, like, you can time travel, and this is something really nice. You can replay it, and like for debugging also it's very nice. So yeah, so I think that's it. I hope this video was quite benefit. I know the design is looking quite bad, but if there is anything you really want to ask, just drop in the comments below. I will try to answer it. So this was the tutorial of Redux store in one video, and yeah, just do let me know if you have any requirement. Thank you guys, have a nice day, and please subscribe. Bye bye.